In this video, we will review EMP Money, a project that is getting really popular in the DeFi space and for a reason, as it combines Tomb Fork with Drip and nodes all in one, as well as other innovations they are bringing to the space. The best thing is that the main token of the project is pegged 4,000 to 1 to Ethereum, so that it doesn't suffer from the volatility that we have seen in other DeFi projects. Let's get into it. So let's introduce briefly the protocol. EMP Money is a Tomb Fork that works around the EMP token, but its advantage is that EMP is pegged to Ethereum in a 4,000 to 1 ratio, meaning that when Ethereum is at $4,000, EMP will be worth $1. The project currently has a total value locked of almost $50 million, and it is growing pretty fast. I've seen that it was around $15 million 2-3 weeks ago, so this is a very good sign because the project is growing really fast. They have been audited and KYC by Guard as well as reviewed by Rockdog. Also, some members of the team are public in the DeFi space like CryptoMike that has a YouTube channel about DeFi. So let's get into how the protocol works and what are the different ways to invest in the project. So the project works with these three tokens, EMP, eShares and eBonds. EMP is the main token of the protocol, and as we said before, it is pegged to Ethereum. eShares is the token that we get mostly as rewards for investing in the protocol, and it can be reinvested in the Boardroom when the peg of EMP is over 1. And eBonds are the opposite. When EMP is under peg, you can buy eBonds that you will be able to sell when the peg is restored for a premium, essentially buying EMP at a discount and guaranteeing a profit once the peg is restored. The first and main part of the protocol are the farms. Here we have three different pairs, each of them with their own liquidity pool. The main one and safest, the EMP ETH liquidity pool, which holds the most capital, 17 million. Then we have the eShare BNB liquidity pool and the EMP eShare liquidity pool, which are more volatile because these assets don't really have a relation together. But the EMP ETH liquidity pool is more stable because we have an asset, Ethereum, and then another asset, EMP, which is pegged to Ethereum. As you can see, the main farm of EMP with Ethereum gives an average of 180% APR and a daily APR of 0.5%. Personally, I have diversified a bit over the protocol with my investments and I've deposited some liquidity pool tokens into the main farm, which gives me this APR. Then we have the Boardroom, where we invest using eShares. So the process, it is basically to invest in the farms, earn eShares and then reinvest those eShares here in the Boardroom, where as you can see the APR is much higher. But the Boardroom has some caveats. First, the Boardroom only gives this APR when the peg is over 1. So if the peg goes under 1, eShares invested in the Boardroom will not yield any rewards. So if you are invested in the Boardroom, you have to keep an eye on the peg to take the funds out once the Boardroom stops printing. And the second thing to take into account is that the price of eShares is very volatile. Right now it's at $2,500, but in the past it has been as low as $300. So you may already imagine how this works. When the Boardroom is giving APR because the peg is over 1, people invest their eShares and even buy more eShares to invest because this APR is really high. But what do you think will happen when the peg goes under 1 and the Boardroom stops printing rewards? Then most people will sell their eShares because they are no longer getting any return here, so that they can invest in other parts of the protocol with the EMP tokens. And then the price of eShares may decrease a lot, which is not bad for the protocol, but I'm just saying this because I don't think it's a good idea to now buy eShares at this price, because if the Boardroom stops printing, you could lose a lot of money. What I'm doing personally is take the eShares I get from the farms and invest them in the Boardroom. Then we have bonds. Investing in eBonds is the opposite of investing in the Boardroom. When EMP is under peg, under 1, you can buy eBonds and redeem them after the peg is restored so that you can effectively buy EMP at a discount and help restore the peg. So basically when the peg is over 1, the Boardroom is a really good option for the project. But when the peg is under 1, eBonds are the way to invest. This is how EMP maintains its peg with Ethereum, incentivizing people buying EMP when EMP is under peg and printing EMP when it is over peg, with the goal of always being really close to that 4,000 to 1 peg with Ethereum. Then we have the Detonator, which is basically Drip but better, because you don't get earnings in a volatile token like Drip, but rather in the same EMP ETH liquidity pool tokens that we invested in the farms. So that makes it much more stable and reliable. For the ones that don't know DRIP, the Detonator basically promises 1% daily APR, but the deposited capital cannot be claimed back, only the 1% return until 365% ROI. It also has some interesting additions like the 2 lottery prizes that are given every day and a random one where all of the people that invested or compounded their Detonator profits will get a chance to win this prize. Right now they are giving $35,000 for each of the prizes, and it will be compounded into the deposit so that you can take 1% out every day. One important thing about the Detonator is that investors have to claim or compound their daily earnings before 12 AM UTC, or else that day they won't get any yield. However, the earnings are not lost, they are just rolled back, so that it will take 1 day longer to reach that 365% ROI. This is a way to increase the engagement within the project. Personally, I have invested in this part of the project because after seeing how big DRIP got, and the Detonator being, in my opinion, much better than DRIP because you are actually getting ETH and EMP, which is linked to ETH, instead of a volatile token like DRIP. They also have affiliate links for the Detonator, so if you decide you want to invest in it, consider using the link in the description if you want to support the channel or if you found this video helpful. Then they have nodes, which are very similar to the Detonator, but with a slightly higher APR and with some difference that, for example, you cannot compound them and you have different type of nodes. The difference between these nodes is the price, and basically that you will get the ROI faster with the bigger nodes, but the APR is the same in all of them. Just that with the pricier ones, you will get to the ROI much faster. Then we have the Autovaults, which are basically like the farms but being automatic. Here we have the same 3 liquidity pools that we have seen in the farms, but in this case the profits are automatically compounded. My strategy with this project is to diversify within the project. First, I have deposited in the main farm, which is EMP and ETH, and then the profits that I get are 180% APR. And then I will deposit these E-shares in the Boardroom to get a much higher APR, but without having the risk of buying E-shares and then the E-share price going down. Then the other part where I invested in the protocol is actually the Detonator, because I think it is like DRIP, but much better because the rewards are in EMP ETH and not in DRIP. And also because I think in this case it's more sustainable than DRIP, because the whole protocol has synergies between the different investments, and this makes it easier for the protocol to prosper and to grow as fast as it is doing. As always, this is not investment advice, and you should always do your own research before investing into any project. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe so that you don't miss future to the point crypto content. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.